Okay, this is call for review sheet B question 1, and I'm starting off showing that 2x minus 1 is a factor of this. So I'm going to use factor theorem, and I'm going to start off thinking to myself what value would make this bracket 0, and the answer is a half. So substituting in a half, then I will have f of a half equals 2 lots of a half cubed minus 3 lots of a half squared minus 11 lots of a half plus 6. I'm hoping it's going to turn out to be 0 as it's a factor, so let's work that out. Half cubed is an eighth times 2 is a quarter. Take away a half squared is a quarter, times by minus 3 is minus 3 quarters. Then take away 11 halves, that's minus 5 and a half, plus 6. So this bit comes to minus half, then taking away another 5 and a half makes minus 6, plus 6 is 0. Remember that when we've got 0, we need to write, hence 2x minus 1 is a factor of fx. Okay, so that's part A done. Let's go on to part B. Okay, so using that, we want to factorize this into 3 brackets. So using that information, we know what one of the brackets is going to be. So I'm going to divide. I'm going to use the grid method. If you want to do long division, then go for it. So I'm going to have 2x minus 1 and a quadratic going across to make a cubic. Leading term is 2x cubed. So we've done this before. I want to multiply by x squared. That makes minus x squared. I need minus 3x squared in the question, so I need to take off another 2x squared. That makes this minus x. This makes it plus x. So I've got plus 1 x, and I need a minus 11x, so I need to take off 12x. That leaves that to be minus 6, which makes this plus 6, which is what it's supposed to be, so it's all worked out nicely. So one of the brackets I've got is 2x minus 1, and the quadratic that I multiply that by to get f of x is x squared minus x minus 6. Factorising that goes to minus 3 plus 2, and we factorised it completely. Then looking at the last part, it says hence express this in the form ax plus b. You notice that this bit up here is what we've just worked out. So if I put that on the top of the fraction, and let's just move this around. On the bottom we've got 2x squared minus 7x plus 3. I need to factorise that. I'm going to use the wiggly worm method, so over here I'm going to do a little bit of working out. So I want two things that times to make a times c, which times to make 6, and I want them to add to make minus 7, which is your b term. So that is minus 6 and minus 1. So I've got 2x squared minus 6x minus 1x plus 3, stick in the wiggly worm, so I can take 2x and have x minus 3 left in, x minus 3, so I need that to be minus 1. So I can rewrite this denominator here as x minus 3, and then taking those out, I'm left with 2x minus 1. Okay, so let's see what we can cancel out then. We've got a factor of 2x minus 1 on the top and bottom, a factor of x minus 3, so that whole thing just comes to x plus 2. And we're done.